Okay, we're going to see how this works. Because this is really beautiful. This is really beautiful where I'm at. Because right behind me is the tower, is the Discovery Tower. But look, when you look here, right here, it's the Frontierland sign, because especially that these two towers are close together, there is a lot of noise here, so let me see what I can do here. Okay, as far as Rigoletto, a little plug for Rigoletto. Like I said, if Traviata represents something being ripped out from under you, and that's one of the reasons why, Carol, why that I was so affected. And maybe I couldn't communicate, maybe I couldn't talk about how that affected me, because after all I had gone through in that first relationship, and then going through the same thing, losing that precious memory, I think that's also why let's just call it the Georgia Germont syndrome. And maybe there, I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't know how to talk also. So we'll talk about communication there. But I want to stay focused again. Rigoletto. Okay. Rigoletto. As far, send in the clowns. Mix the clowns. Let's see. Forgiveness, unforgiveness, revenge, the contrast between the two of them. Curses. La maledizione, as they say in Italian, the curses mix at, and as far as the clowns, and also a duke, a womanizing duke, and then Spadafucilis, the assassin, and then you got Rigoletto. But Rigoletto is where the duke, the womanizing duke, he's having a wild party, and his gesture, Rigoletto, the court jester, where he's hurting and making fun of all of the husbands. Count Cipriano, I have to think for a moment to translate this. Count Cipriano, and making fun of all of the husbands, the jealous husbands that the Duke is hitting on. This is opera. This is opera. And also, but then Count Monterone comes in, and Rigoletto is mocking because Count Monterone wants to confront the Duke for seducing his daughter. And then Rigoletto is mocking him and saying, why are you so concerned? And we gave you clemency and everything, and you're raving about the honor of your daughter. And then Monterone hurls a curse on Rigoletto and on the Duke. But Rigoletto, all of a sudden he goes from mocking Count Monterone to all of a sudden we're him being horrified by the father's curse as one father to another that Count Monterone had put on him. A lot of cool stuff here. And then where through a series of events where Rigoletto ends up seducing his daughter. The Duke ends up seducing Rigoletto's daughter. And Rigoletto has a double life because in the court he's making fun of and he's hurting other people, where the Duke is seducing the wives and the girlfriends and the daughters of others, but then he won't let his daughter go out because and won't tell his daughter about his life. So it's a double life basically. So then when the Duke ends up seducing his daughter, then Rigoletto hires the assassin to kill the Duke. Now, revenge comes at a deadly price, and so does forgiveness, because where Rigoletto had hired the assassin Spadafucilis to kill the Duke, and he thinks that the Duke is going to be dead, but his own daughter, who loves the Duke, ends up sacrificing herself to die in the Duke's place. I'm getting chill bumps. Look at this. I'm getting chill bumps here. Where she ends up dying and sacrificing herself to die in the Duke's place. And then Rigoletto, he thinks, oh, it's done with. The Duke is dead. But then, where Spadafucilis hands him the body, but then he hears La Donna Mobile. That's where it came from. La Donna Mobile qual più malvento. And then he says, who is it? If it's not the Duke, who's in that sack? And then he opens the sack and discovers that it's his own daughter that was dying, that sacrificed herself to die in the Duke's place. Forgiveness came at a price, and so did revenge. it was two different paths where Rigoletto wanted the Duke dead. Gilda ended up sacrificing herself to die in the, kind of like a savior figure, to die in the Duke's place. I'm serious, folks. This is opera. This is opera. And then at the end, and it's better that I'm outside. Where if I need to get into character now, and later on I will sing parts of it. But in the end, where he screams out, La maledizione, and then it goes bum 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 bum. No, it goes like that, and then dun 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 dun. Okay, where you can hear in the motifs, and that's a conversation for another time. The motifs and the themes, you can hear just in the overture that something is about to happen, that the curse is where Rigoletto reaped it on himself when he was mocking another father that whose daughter had been hurt by the Duke. So you can see there's a lot of themes of forgiveness, there's a lot of themes of revenge, where Rigoletto and his daughter chose two different paths, where he chose revenge, she chose forgiveness, and she ended up dying in his place. Got all that? But also the ending, when you hear just in the overture, when you hear the chords, da-dun, 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 bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, da-da, da, 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 da. That's the overture. You can hear it. You can just hear it in the music. You can just, and then in the end, when he screams out, the curse, Monterone's curse has been fulfilled. I've been watching this like every 20 seconds. LA Opera has been bombarding with this commercial, so I better get it right now. It's like, kind of like a whirlwind. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. And then the curtain falls. La Traviata, when Violetta dies, it's more dun, 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 da, 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 da. But this is more kind of like a whirlwind. This is more like a whirlwind, and it's like with the curse having, where you can hear the curse motif and the theme also in Rigoletto. Okay, and especially because this production, it's set in the 1920s, kind of like a noir from the 20s, and also it kind of feels like a black and white. I'm not able to see it. I'm not able to go there because of work schedule and stuff. But it's really cool. It's really cool, and it's set. And also, when opera is set in a different time than the original, so people can connect with it more. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, I think I got everything. But like I had said, the themes of revenge, forgiveness, curses, assassins, clowns, all at a night's work in an opera. That this is opera. That this is opera, as opposed to where, and I'll finish with this, a lot of people think it's a lot of yelling and screaming in a different language. But even if you don't know the music, you can follow it in the story. That it's themes that are universal. That this is opera. It's not upper echelon for the highbrow people. It's for the common. That Solomon said, "There's nothing new under the sun." It's like love, forgiveness, hate, revenge, and politics, all at a night's work at an opera. It's all there in opera. So a little bit of a plug for. Oh, and another thing, tell me, folks, how I described it. People tell me I'm a good storyteller. People tell me because I'm in detail. I'm not boasting and bragging, but this was what people tell me. So tell me how well I described it, and then later on I'll go deeper into the opera. But I gotta get home. God bless you, and good night.